All right, so you can start as we always do on your back on the mat, and you'll have your feet on the floor and the knees up to the ceiling. And just take a moment to land there. And take a big breath in and exhale through the mouth. Take one more big breath in and exhale. Take a moment in this still position to distinguish today what clarity or how you can be pure in your intentions during our class. So maybe that's by setting an intention. Maybe that's by being really clear about your breath. Maybe purity for you today is showing up without negative self-talk. It can be a variety of things. But try to distill, maybe if it's a complex idea or thought, try to distill that down to a simple concept that you can latch onto and continue to come back to throughout the class. And once you've held that idea for a moment, or maybe today you're free flow, and that's beautiful as well, I'm going to just lock our Zoom room. And we will get started. Okay, so having your feet on the mat, lying on your back, we're heading to our low bridge here. So we'll exhale, extend the tailbone long towards the heels as we've been practicing, and use the glutes, lift the pelvis up off the mat. We're going to take a moment to just dial into neutral here, almost feeling like you could rotate your feet out on the mat, but it's an energetic feeling. So they won't move, but you'll feel that kind of ramp up the glutes. And then new variation today, we're going to start lifting and lowering the heels, but keep the ball of the big toe rooted on the mat. So you don't want to be looping out to the pinky toes, but really trying to keep the energy driving into the big toe. It's an important aspect of weight transfer when we're walking, so always good to train that on the mat. And of course, as I always say, if anything is not feeling good for you, you make the adjustment you need. And then as the heels are still going, we'll press the palms up to the ceiling and stretch out the right wrist, pulling back on the fingers with the left hand. Really feeling the elbow straight here. And then let go of the left hand, but keep the right arm up and point like you've got a blade up towards the ceiling. We can release the heels now, so just keep them flat on the floor. And we'll press the right arm up towards the ceiling like we were reaching for something. And then keep that protraction in the scapula, and we'll reach the arm back behind us overhead, but try to keep that space in the armpit shoulder region. And then reverse that. So keep the length, keep your glutes on, and then bring the arm back up and release the shoulder. Let's do just one more. So we reach for the ceiling with the fingertips, draw the ribs in, and then pulling the right arm back behind you. If it hurts your shoulder, don't go that far. And then right fingers come back to the ceiling. Let that hand go, and we'll switch, pressing the left palm up to the ceiling, pulling back with the right hand. My glutes and hamstrings are really waking up. When it gets tough, exhale it out. Your breath is always there. And then the fingers come to more of a blade position. We reach up, protracting the shoulder blade, and then keeping the length, reach all the way overhead. Maybe your thumb grazes the floor. Even if it doesn't, it's still worthwhile. And return that arm towards the ceiling. Shoulder blade returns. One more time, protract and reach all the way overhead. You might find more space in your, it feels like, to me, it feels like there's air in my armpit in a pleasant way. Like there's space there. And then arm returns, shoulder blade lowers, hand lowers to the mat. And finally, we roll through the spine. Being really clear about moving through each piece. Just take a couple wiggles there. Ooh, got my hamstrings. So we'll move towards our core. The legs will extend up today. As always, if you need to put the feet down at any point, please do. Interlace those fingers behind the head, elbows towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, head and shoulder blades lift off the floor. Pull the back of the pelvis into the mat, and then lower the right leg maybe to 70 degrees. It doesn't have to go far, but I still want you to feel that back of the pelvis on the mat. Right leg returns, inhale, lower. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Left leg this time. Keep the back rim of the pelvis, almost the feeling of the tailbone curling up to make that happen. Leg returns, inhale, lower. Adding on here, exhale, head and shoulder blades lift. Feel the ribs drawing towards the center. Right leg lowers just a bit, and then nothing moves except we twist with the torso just a bit to the left. So towards this vertical leg. Everything back to center, inhale, lower. Exhale, head and shoulder blades lift. Left leg lowers just a bit. Tailbone keeps curling up, and then add our twist to the right. Small movement, huge feeling. Return to center, inhale, lower. We've got one last add-on. It's tricky, so be mindful of your needs. Be clear about your intentions here. Be kind to yourself. Exhale, head and shoulder blades lift. Right leg lowers. Add your twist. Right arm slices across on the outside of the left leg. And then we do 4 tiny pulses. Up, 2, 3, 4, hold. Everything back to center. Inhale, lower, just one more. Ooh. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Left leg lowers. Add your twist. Left arm across on the outside of the right thigh. And here we go. Pulse 1, 2, 3, 4. And lower. Oh, let the legs come down. Maybe give a little kick through the ankles. And then let the feet come wide on the mat. Knees fall in towards center. Keeping the right hip exactly where it is, we'll open up the left hip so that the knee falls out to the left. And then press through the right foot on the floor, squeezing the right glute to lift the right half of the pelvis on the upper diagonal for our supine twist. And then remembering that sensation of space in the armpit, reach the right arm overhead. It can be off the floor, but try to feel the relationship between this right shoulder complex and the right front hip. We have these awesome meridians of tissue that crisscross and wrap all around. So that's why we do sometimes these funky twist positions, and we'll do a few today. And then knees come back towards center, right arm returns. We'll go the opposite way. Right knee falls out to the right, press through the left foot, lift the glute. You're on this upper diagonal, and then space in the shoulder complex, left arm reaches overhead. And if overhead doesn't feel good, you can always do like a reach to the ceiling or out to the side, just feel it out. And then the knees come back to center. Let's take one clearing inhale and exhale. And we'll come around to all fours for our quadruped, our table, depending on who you're taking class from. All right. This is a new exercise today. It's called Open the Book. So we'll take the left hand behind the head and almost pull the back of the skull into the hand. And at the same time, you have the sensation of pulling the right palm back towards the right knee. It won't move, but it'll click that shoulder blade in place. As we inhale, we'll lean into the right shoulder and open up the left side body, but don't let the pelvis move. And exhale, return. So it's this tiny twist. Inhale. And exhale, return. Two more. Inhale, keep the pelvis where it is. Don't let it go. If anything, your left pelvis is going to want to pick up and your right is going to want to go out to the side. Exhale, return. One more. Inhale. And exhale, lower that left hand. We'll go straight to the right. Right hand comes behind the head. Pull that skull up into the hands to get some lift and length through the neck. As we inhale, open up the right side, lean into the left shoulder. Exhale, return. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, return. Inhale, open. Exhale, return. Last time, inhale, open it up. Exhale, plant that hand. And we're heading to Dolphin. So we'll lower the forearms on the mat. You can have your hands, arms parallel, or you can interlace the fingers. Just feel what feels good on the shoulders. We'll tuck the toes, lift the pelvis, and maybe walk those feet in. You can have the heels off the mat, and the knees can be buoyant. And when you bring that buoyancy in so that you can really crease at the hip without having to round the back at all. So in this dolphin, we'll try to lower and lift the heels just like we did in low bridge. You might start to feel this opening up your hamstrings, but continue to try to maintain that length in the spine. And as you're kind of coming up on the toes, you'll feel more demand put on the shoulder. But this is it's challenging, but really good for shoulder health. Then let's pause in your neutral position. We're gonna try something new. It's hard. Press the forearms into the floor and shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. You won't move far. And then release a little. Press the forearms in, exhale. Shoulders come up towards the ears. Inhale, release. One more. Push the floor, shrug those shoulders, pull the ribs into the back body, and then let it go. Let the knees come down to the mat. They can be wide or narrow. Walk those hands forward and sit in your child's pose. Clearing breath here, big inhale. And exhale. And we'll slowly make our way forward, coming to Tadasana at the top of our mat for our first sun style variation. Rise to stand when you're ready. And take just a brief moment, check in with that intention or concept that you came up with at the start of class. Or maybe the freedom, if you didn't have a concept, that's great too. And we'll continue to carry that forward. Inhale, arms come forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, bend the knees, plant the hands. Right foot steps back, lower that knee, the top of the foot. Inhale, rise for our half kneel. Right glute turns on here. Remember the lift in the shoulders. And plant the hands, step back to plank. Turning glutes on, lower the knees, lower all the way to the mat, but keep that chest open. Inhale, pull the chest forward, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. Walk those feet in a touch. Right foot steps forward, lower the left knee, top of the foot. Inhale, rise, half kneel. Lift in the shoulders as the front of the ribs move back in space. And then plant the hands in front of the foot. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Bent knee, forward fold. And inhale, rise. Exhale, hinge at the hips, plant the hands. Left foot steps back, lower the knee. You can keep the toes tucked if that feels okay. And inhale, lift. This time, right hand comes behind our pelvis. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. Anchor the pelvis down as the upper body lifts. And we plant the hand, step back for plank. Shoulders click on the back. Exhale, lower knees, lower all the way to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward, lower the right knee. Toes can stay tucked if that's okay. Inhale, rise. Left hand comes behind the pelvis, reaching up with the right arm. Ribs still pulling back in space. Really simple in our clarity here. And then plant the hands in front of the foot. Step the right foot in, exhale, forward fold. And inhale, rise. First sequence, exhale, we'll hinge at the hips, plant the hands. Right foot steps back and keep that knee off the floor. Take a second, bring the left fingers to the left hip crease and just feel that pull back in the hip crease, and you'll deepen the flexion in the hip. Plant both hands, we'll step the left foot back, down dog. And the right foot steps forward, keeping the hands rooted as it moves. And then the right hand comes to the right hip crease. Just give a little energy back towards your back of the mat. And then plant both hands, step back to down dog. We'll just alternate this a few more times. Left foot steps forward, keep those hands planted, finding length in the spine. You can always come up on the fingertips if that enables more length. Step back to down dog. Right foot steps. Option to come up on fingertips or try to keep those hands planted, whatever works. Step back to down dog. This time, left foot steps forward, open up the left arm, twisted crescent. Leaning back like we did for the open book into this right shoulder. It's really like the exact same motion as our open the book and table, it's just more complicated because of the legs. And then we'll walk, turning to the back of the mat, hands and feet. Hands move in front of the right foot, shift the weight forward, right standing split or L. Now you can bend the bottom knee as much as you need. Try to keep this pelvis even. Left hand can be flat, or you can come up on the fingertips. This is a little tricky. We're gonna open the book here. Right arm comes behind the head. We inhale, open to the right. Exhale, neutral. Inhale, open. Exhale, neutral. Just one more, keep the pelvis even. Inhale, open. Lift in that deep core. Exhale, return. And then if you're off the mat, you can slide the left hand back just a bit, lower the left knee, right leg slides, modified side plank. The right leg can be on the mat or hovering, whatever feels good. And then pull the left palm towards the left knee. So it really locks the shoulder into place. From here, we're going to practice some twists. Make a fist with the right hand. Exhale, draw the hand down like you're gonna punch the floor, but only the torso moves. And inhale, return. Exhale, punch. Inhale, return. Keep pulling back with that left palm. Exhale, punch. Inhale, return. And then pause the arm up towards the ceiling. Now we're gonna do a similar thing with the leg. So, right leg will bend and the hip will externally rotate. So it's kind of like, if you've ever done ballet, it's like a grand plie. And then extend again. So that knee comes towards you, and then open up the hip, and then extend it long in neutral. Just one more that really gets it lighting up. Knee comes in, open up the hip. Exhale because it's hard. And then extend. Right forearm comes perpendicular to the top of the mat. Thumb is up and we come into forearm plank. You can stack the left foot on top of the right or even slide it in front of the right foot. Again, the sensation like the right elbow is pulling back towards the feet. And you've got lift in this right side body. It's working so hard. Then we flatten right forearm, left forearm comes down, walk the feet in for dolphin. And we'll lift the right leg in three-legged dolphin. Doesn't have to be super high. Keep that pelvis even. And we'll lift and lower the left leg if that feels okay. If you need a break, you take it. But you're stronger than you think. And you know when it's time. One more. Here we go. We're heading to side lunges. So we'll push into the palms, lift the elbows, right foot steps forward, turn to your left, bend into left knee and hip, and bend into the right knee and hip. Now, everybody here has taken with me in this series, so you know that we're driving back into the hip crease here. And the other option is as we bend the left knee, plant the right arm, open in a twist to the left. And bend the right knee, plant the left hand, open the right arm, twisting. Just one more each side. You don't have to take that. And then we'll all walk back to the front of the mat, turn our feet to face forward. Exhale, step the right foot in, and inhale, rise. Exhale, hinge at the hips, plant the hands. Left foot steps back, keep that knee off the floor. And feel the evenness of the pelvis by squeezing that left glute. Plant both hands, step back to down dog. Left foot steps forward. Right knee stays long. Can be up on the fingertips. Step it back to down dog. Right foot steps forward. You don't have to go super far. Be honest about where your body's at and be clear in that. Step back to down dog. Step the left foot forward. Lengthen the spine is more important than where the legs are. Step back to down dog. Last time here, we step towards twisted crescent. Right foot steps forward. Lean into the left shoulder. Open up that right arm. Twisted crescent. You can let the left ear go towards the shoulder. Really feeling that stretch in the lower right quadrant of the back. One more breath. And then heading to the back of the mat, we'll walk hands and feet towards our standing split. Hands move forward in front of the left leg. Right leg, it's really more of a standing L than a split. And we're bending into this left leg. Now we're heading towards that open book. So you can be up on the fingers or flat on the palm of the right hand. And then the left hand comes behind the head. Inhale, open it to the left. Keep picking up the deep abdominals. And exhale, return. One side might be harder. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, return. One more, inhale. Exhale, return. And then moving to modified side plank, you can slide the right hand back a little, lower the right knee, left leg slides back, maybe take a hover. Oops. And then feel right hand roots down and then pulls back towards the right knee. Left arm can float. Keeping this pelvis totally rigid. Exhale, we punch towards the mat with the left hand. Inhale, lift. Exhale, punch. And inhale, lift. Exhale, punch. Inhale, lift, and we'll pause. Now we've got our little hip rotation. Exhale, knee and hip bend, and then we open up at the hip. And return to straight, to neutral. Exhale, knee bends, open at the hip. And return to neutral. Huge demand on the right glute here. Exhale, knee bends, hip opens. Extend, heading to forearm side plank. Left forearm lands perpendicular to the top of the mat. That thumb is up. Maybe you're stacking your feet. Maybe they're staggered. But really feel that tailbone reaching down. Try to picture this as a simple pose, even if it feels complex. And then we'll bring both forearms to the mat. Walk those feet up, lifting in the pelvis. Dolphin. Left leg can lift if that feels good. Lower and lift that heel. You can also have both feet down. You can make a child's pose. Whatever feels good. Feeling the strength and the space in the shoulders. And then we'll press through the palms. Stepping left leg through, turn to the right for side lunges. Bending into right knee and hip. And when it feels right, if it ever feels right, you can add those twists. You can also twist a little bit above the floor if that feels better on the back. We'll all meet bending into the left leg. Walk everything back to the front of the mat. Turn the feet. Exhale, step the back foot in. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's keep warming with some sun-style A's. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, plant the hands, and step back to plank. Lock those shoulders on. Lower the knees. Little turbo if you want it. Lower halfway. Push the mat away. And exhale, lower all the way. Inhale, cobra. Pull the chest forward. Exhale, down dog. Walk those feet in. Inhale, we'll lift the heels, rise on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees. Walk or hop forward. Inhale, rise. Last one here. Exhale, hinge at the hips, plant the hands. Step it back to plank. We'll lower the knees. We'll take 2 half push-ups this time. Halfway. Push the floor away. Lower halfway. Push the floor away. Lower all the way. Keep that chest open. And then inhale, cobra, pull the chest forward. Exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. And we'll pause in your down dog here. Take a big inhale. Exhale gently. Remembering what is pure, what is clear for you today. We'll start our second sequence, left leg lifts, three-legged down dog. We're headed to a warrior two. We've been practicing our hops lately, so if you want to add a hop, bend that right knee, push off the ground, and step the left foot forward. Otherwise, left foot steps forward, right heel grounds down. Open it up, warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, reverse your warrior, left arm overhead, right arm down the leg, just gently. Inhale through center. Exhale, warrior variation, left forearm on the thigh. Inhale through center. Exhale, reverse it. And from our reverse here, we're gonna inhale, unwind, and exhale, step the right foot forward into chair pose. So sitting back into those hips. We can bring the palms at heart center. Almost imagining, like last week, we talked about the sits bones coming towards your midline, really getting that sensation of Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha here. From here, we're going to take a twist. Exhale, twist to the left, just like we did in abs. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center. Keep going. And as you twist, don't let the low back arch on you. You want to keep that contained and safe. And you want to keep the ribs drawing in towards the midline. So a little twist can pack a big punch here. Pause in the middle. Weight into the left leg. Sweep the right leg back for a bent knee, warrior three or airplane. And feel all of that left foot rooting into the mat. Exhale, we'll draw the knee up towards stork pose. Inhale there, exhale. Right knee externally rotates for figure four. So we cross that right ankle over the left thigh. And again, it's like we're still sitting in our chair. Tough little balance sequence here, but wiggles are part of life, right? And we'll return to our airplane, lifting right leg off of left, sweeping it back. Warrior three. Embracing the challenge, finding simplicity in that challenge. And then knee comes back up, heading to figure four. External rotation at the right hip, crossing ankle over thigh. And we don't need to crank on this right knee to make it really open. It's really about that sensation in the outer hip. Left foot is feeling a little cooked. That's okay, we're almost there. Now lift that right knee out of our figure four. We're in stork. And exhale, we're gonna tip this whole shape over into half moon. So that right leg is gonna surge back towards the back of the mat. Right side body's opening up to the ceiling. Maybe you've got your hands on a book or a block, maybe on the floor. And then here we go. You can bend the left knee, lower the hands, right knee tucks behind for a seated twist. So that right knee tucks behind the left and then you sit onto the pelvis. Let's bring hands to heart center here. Press them together, feel your length. And then from this length, exhale, turn to the left. We're not jamming, using the left leg to force us into our twist, but just staying lifted. And then turning back to the center of the mat, the front of the mat, plant the left foot back in this extended low lunge like we started our first sequence. And then exhale, sit the hips back, bend the right knee for a runner's stretch. You can keep the left leg bent. It's a really nice opening for the whole back body. And then we'll shift our weight into the left foot, hand slide forward, standing L, standing split. Right leg lowers back to our runner's stretch. Shift it forward, standing L, standing split. Right toes lower, sit it back for our runner's stretch. And last time, shift forward, hands move. And right foot lands next to the left. Bend into the knees and hips and inhale, rise. Exhale, hinge at the hips, plant the hands. Take a vinyasa or step straight back to down dog, yogi's choice. And we'll all meet in that down dog. When you get there, no rush at all. Take a big inhale. Fill up all the cavities of your body. Exhale, let it out. And we'll start to the other side. Right leg lift, three-legged down dog. Pelvis is even. Hip points are in line. Heading to warrior two, adding the hop if you'd like. Exhale, we'll step right foot forward, ground the left heel. Open it up, warrior two. Inhale here. And exhale, reverse warrior. Right arm comes over the head. Inhale through center. Exhale, warrior variation. Don't let the right hip shoot back in space. Keep it forward. Or right pelvis, I should say. Inhale through center. Exhale, reverse. Here's our big move. We're heading to chair. Inhale through center. Exhale, left foot steps forward. We've got our chair. Our sits bones are squeezing together. Energy in the palms at heart center. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale and exhale. You can take this little twist activity in your own time, to the time of your breath, using the simplicity of that rhythm to guide you. And then we'll all meet in the center, heading to bent knee, warrior three. Left leg slides back, like you're a little teeter-totter. Right foot's really rooting into the ground. Both glutes are on. And then we'll bring the knee up to stork. Externally rotate the hip, cross the ankle for figure four, bending into the right knee and hip. Trying not to resist the wiggles or moments when you think you're wavering, but try to welcome them and embrace them as part of the process. And often you can kind of recenter from there. And release the knee, heading back to our warrior three or airplane. Keeping that neck in line. Knee comes back to stork. Externally rotate, figure four. Pubic bone to chin draws together, keeping that front body kind of zipped. And then heading to half moon, left knee lift, stork pose. Shoot and tip this shape into our half moon. A little teacup. Your gaze can be at the floor. And make sure you're continuing to keep some buoyancy in that right knee. Heading to seated twist, bend into the right knee, hands can come down, left knee crosses behind the right heel, and we sit in our seated twist. Palms at heart center, inhale, exhale, twisting over to the right, through length and strength rather than, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it, but like an anchor that allows us to kind of move beyond our range. And then return to center. We'll turn to the front of the mat, plant the right foot, come into this extended low lunge we started with. And then exhale, hips sit back, bending both knees for a runner's stretch. Lengthen the spine. Inhale here and exhale, shift forward for standing split or standing L. Lower those toes, sit it back, runner's stretch. Shift it forward, standing split. And last time, sitting back with the pelvis, lengthen the spine, really feeling the crease in that right hip. And then we'll shift the weight forward, step the left foot in, bend into the knees, let yourself hang here. Maybe get a little sway side to side. And slowly we'll rise, Tadasana. Take a moment with your hands at heart center. Again, to cue into the simplicity of our intention today, of why we move on the mat, of what our body needs. Trying to find clarity and purity in complex ideas so that we can digest them and carry them with us. So as I'm sure you guessed, we're going to put these things together. We'll move a little bit more fluidly through each sequence. Things will change a little bit, or you'll have more options. So let's take one big inhale. Exhale, let it out through the mouth. Before we even move, feel that diamond we've been talking about, the Uddiyana Bandha, and those sits bones draw towards each other for the Mula Bandha. And then inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Plant the hands, right foot steps back. Keep the knee off the floor. Little different this time. We'll put our weight into the right leg, slide left leg back, three-legged down dog. And exhale, step the left foot forward. Long low lunge. Exhale, slide it back. Three-legged down dog. Inhale there. Exhale, step it forward for our lunge. Last time, slide that leg back, three-legged down dog. Inhale. Exhale, step it forward. We're opening for twisted crescent. Left arm opens up to the sky. Lean back into the right shoulder blade. If you want a little extra, you can turn on the side of the right foot, flip that left foot behind the right leg, reach the arm overhead for a dancer's table. You do not have to take this. And if you've taken that dancer, step the left foot back. We'll all turn to the right towards our standing split at the back of the mat, bending into the right knee. And this time we're going to open up for a revolving half moon. So you can tense the left fingers on the floor and peel that right side open. We did all of that book opening earlier. So this should be not easy, but more accessible. It always feels a little bit challenging. We're just better equipped to face the challenge. And here we go. Slide that left arm back so it's under the shoulder. Left toes lower. Come into a side plank. Maybe stacking the feet. Your other option is modified side plank. And we'll punch the ground here. Exhale, punch that right arm. Inhale, return. Exhale, pelvis stays, punch the arm, get a little twist. Inhale, return. Exhale, punch. Inhale, arm lifts, heading to forearm side plank. Right forearm lands, thumb is up. Swiveling on to the right edge of the foot. This time we can take left arm up. Exhale, thread it under the right arm and waist. Inhale, arm lifts. Exhale, thread it. Inhale, arm lifts. And heading to dolphin. Both forearms land, flex those feet in. Right leg will lift, three-legged dolphin. And we get a little heel lift and lower. Eventually, when you feel secure, you can start to just lift off the toes. And that's how you can enter a forearm stand. But you don't want to kick, you just want to do a gentle lift. We'll all push into the palm, straightening the elbow, step the right foot forward, turn to the left for side lunge, and do whatever feels good. Whatever is in line with your intention, your goals, what makes you feel clear in your body. We'll all pause, bending into this right leg and hip. Turn the left toes towards the front of the mat, and then shift the weight, bend into the left leg, open it up, warrior two. Inhale there. Exhale, reverse. Inhale through center. Exhale, warrior variation. Inhale. Exhale, reverse. This time is different. We're going straight to warrior three. So we'll inhale through center, let that right arm come around, shift the weight onto the left leg, and then slide that right leg up. Inhale, stork. Exhale, figure four, crossing right ankle over that left thigh. Inhale through center. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, stork. Exhale, figure four. Really feeling those sits bones pull together here. Low belly, like belly button drawing towards the spine, helps open up the hips. And then we'll lift the knee towards stork. Maybe take a standing twist here so the left arm can come to the knee, right arm behind. Squeeze that left glute, and then slide that right leg back towards the half moon. My left leg is shaky, all part of it. Exhale, lower to seated twist. Right knee comes behind. Inhale in center here. And let's just roll our shoulders. Just kind of free and relaxed. We're heading towards our runner stretch standing split moment. So we'll turn to the front of the mat, plant the left foot, shift the hips back for our runner stretch. Exhale, shift it forward for standing L, standing split. Right toes lower, shift the hips back. Shift the weight forward, standing split, standing L. One last time, we'll sit back in our runner stretch. We'll move towards the standing split, but the option here is to take a little push off of the left toes, maybe getting a little hang time. Can kind of just hop and lower. If that doesn't feel fun, don't do it. And then we'll all lower, bend our knees. Inhale, rise, we're almost there, one more side. Inhale and exhale, hinge at the hips, plant the hands. Left foot steps behind in a long, low lunge. Making sure the palms are planted. Slide the right leg back, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step the foot forward. Slide that leg back, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step it forward. Last time here, we slide it back to our three-legged down dog. Step to our twisted crescent. Exhale, right foot lands. Open up the right side body. Option to turn onto the side of the left foot. Maybe sneak the right foot behind it. Reaching the arm overhead, dancer's table. If you're in dancers, you'll step the right foot forward. We'll all turn towards the back of the mat, standing split. Left leg is on the floor. Come up onto the right fingertips and then peel the left arm, maybe on the upper diagonal, somewhere towards the ceiling, but keeping that pelvis even. Lengthen the spine. Really nice deep crease in the left hip here. Revolving half moon. Heading to side plank, bring that right arm under the shoulder, lower on the right side of the foot. Maybe stack the feet. You can also come to modified side plank, and we'll punch the floor. Exhale, left arm punches. Inhale, return. Exhale, punch. Inhale, return. One more time. Exhale, punch it. Inhale, return. And the left forearm comes to the mat. Thumb is up. Turning on the outside of the left foot. Right arm flies up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, thread it under the left waist. Inhale, return. Exhale, thread under the left side body. Inhale, return. And then exhale, both forearms lower. We walk the feet forward. Left leg lift if that feels okay. And then just lower and lift the heel. Keeping the chin pulling towards the throat. And then here we go. Press into the palms, lift the elbows. Left foot steps forward, turn to the right for side lunges. Taking your time. Finding clarity and simplicity in what your body needs, what your body's calling for. And then we'll turn the right toes to face the front of the mat. Bend into the right knee, lift up, warrior two. Inhale there. Exhale, reverse. Right arm overhead. Inhale through center. Exhale, warrior variation. Inhale through center. Exhale, reverse. And then heading all the way to warrior three. Inhale to vertical. Reach that left arm overhead. Come onto the left toes. Shift forward. Left leg lifts, warrior three. Inhale, knee to stork. Exhale, rotate the hip, figure four. Inhale, knee lifts. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, knee lifts. Exhale, figure four. Sitting the weight back like you're in a chair. And then we'll lift our knee, pause there. Right arm comes towards the knee, left arm somewhere to the side behind you for a little twist. And then keep the torso kind of in this orientation, tip for our half moon. Gaze comes towards the floor. Bend into the knee, lower the hands. Left knee crosses behind the right heel. And we roll. Turning to the top of the mat, plant into the right foot, sit hips back for runner's stretch. Shift the weight forward, standing split. Lower those toes, shift back, runner's stretch. And standing split. And then this last time we'll sit back for our runner's stretch. And as we move forward for standing split, option to add a little push off the toes, maybe catch some hang time. Ultimately, that left foot will lower next to the right, bend into the knees and hips, and then just let that take you all the way to the floor. We'll pull the knees towards us as we roll down on the spine. Maybe roll around the back of the pelvis by moving the knees in circles. And then reverse the direction. And just extend one leg and the other for our Shavasana. We'll be here for a few moments, but you're welcome to stay as long as you like. If you'd like to stay longer, I will ultimately do a close to the class, so you can just turn the video off and let yourself take your time. Otherwise, we'll all just sink into this moment of stillness. If you're ready, take a big inhale. Exhale through the mouth. We'll take another inhale, but bring the hands underneath your head at the back of the skull. And just as you inhale, give a little energy towards the back of the mat. So lengthening that whole neck region. And exhale, gently lower that head. Slowly, you can make your way up to a comfortable seat, keeping those eyes closed. We'll just meet for a moment. In any position that's comfortable, we'll meet to acknowledge each other and ourselves and our bodies, the work we've done and the work we continue to show up to do. And may each of us find a clarity, a purity in our intentions, in our actions, every day, on and off the mat. Thank you so much for your energy. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thanks, you guys. Oh, I have to stop the recording.